The appearance of the former Bulls center Joakim Noah in the recent episode of JJ Redick's The Old Man and the Three podcast made him explain why the one-time MVP Derrick Rose is an indispensable player to Chicago. How strong is the bond between Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose? How would it have been if Derrick Rose had had an injury-free career? What do you think about the match between the Bulls team and Derrick Rose's team? Firstly, what makes Derrick Rose an indispensable player in Chicago? Noah went further in his explanation of Derrick Rose's importance to Chicago by giving us a piece of important information. He said that Derrick Rose is a hometown kid from the hood in the South Side. Also, Derrick Rose is really from Chicago. He made the Chicago point chip in by explaining further that many people claim Chicago but are simply from the outskirts of Chicago, which makes them a lot and not necessarily because they do not count. He mentioned that the people from the outskirts that claim Chicago are not from Chicago because they don't have the goals and objectives of the player from that side of the country. Joakim Noah went on to say that they're only Chicago by formality and not by heart, because, as an active player from Chicago, you care about nothing else but to be the #1 pick for the Bulls. This hope was genuine all around the city. Next, how strong is the bond between Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah? The relationship between Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah is mainly costly because they played on the court together for the Bulls, thereby having a lot of success in the regular season. They were also once teammates for the Knicks for 1 year. They have a very close bond that stems beyond basketball, even though they have not played a game together since the 2016-17 season. Derrick Rose was interviewed during Joakim Noah's night on October 28, 2021 about their relationship, and he responded that he and Joakim Noah's relationship is more profound than basketball. He went further to say that the families of both parties are very close, especially their moms. Derrick Rose admitted that when he was in New York, everything he did was based on Joakim Noah's friends and family helping out. Even Joakim Noah's best friend Matt Rosenberg is always around to help him at any point. Their relationship is solid, and the daughters of these incredible players are best friends, thereby making it a full circle. He went further to explain that his presence in New York, the birthplace of Joakim Noah, is crazy but perfect. And now, how would it be if Derrick Rose had an injury-free career? Derrick Rose averaged 25 points, 7.7 assists, and 4.1 rebounds to his name in 37.4 minutes, with an estimated number of 81 games in 2010-11, becoming the youngest player that will be recorded to have earned the NBA MVP award 22 years, 191 days old. Unfortunately, the years after this significant achievement led to severe injuries that almost ended his most promising career. These injuries made him unable to show the Bulls to their first ever NBA championship since the Michael Jordan period. If Derrick Rose had had a career free of injuries, he would have been one of the best point guards that the NBA will remember at all times, and possibly the NBA champion. The most certain thing would have been that his story would continuously inspire the people of Chicago and the world for centuries to come. Next, in other related news, what do you think about the match between Bulls team and Derrick Rose's team? When Aaron Westfall was asked about what he feels will be the outcome of the match between the Bulls team and Derrick Rose's team, he said that he thinks and believes that the current Bulls team will beat Derrick Rose's team because he feels that the NBA has evolved dramatically with their speed and three-pointer. He went further to say that even though the NBA tried to hold their teams under 100 points in those days, it seems every game scored by each team is now over 120 points. However, Sam Mailbag feels otherwise, because Derrick Rose was once the best given as well as the league's MVP. Therefore, the fact that Derrick Rose's team has excellent shooting like Kyle Korver, much better than any shooter in the Bulls team, even with CJ Watson as the top shooter for the Derrick Rose team. He analyzed further in his explanation by saying that, though Luol Deng is a good player, having players like Kurt Thomas, Joakim Noah, Omer Asik, Taj and Boozer, as well as tough perimeter defenders like Brewer and Bogans, the complete compilation of this player in a team was one of the most excellent unfulfilled team ever in the history of NBA. He said this because they won 9 out of 10 games when playing together as a 2010-12 group against the rosters. Winning was hardly an offense to these groups because they were the team that took the lead in the league, winning consecutive seasons. Sam's thought took another turn when he said that he knows we all judge the situation of things at the time as certainty and results packed. However, Derrick Rose's team was multiple championship teams without a sense of portfolio, which is rather unfortunate. And now, who do you think is the new Derrick Rose or Michael Jordan sensation? When Pete Zeevers was asked this question, his reply began with a later realization with with Patrick Williams that not everyone is Shawn Marion, Damian Lillard, or Richard Jefferson. This is because some players are Danny Green, Larry Smith, Clement Johnson, Detlef Schrempf, or Patrick Williams. He mentioned that players are different because it's not about physical talent, but how the player senses the game. He cited an example of Patrick, who maybe grew up to be a Bobby Jones or a defensive version of Lou Williams, which is quite okay as Patrick Williams has lovely fluid hips, more so when on the defense despite his size. It is always almost as if he's floating above the floor. As far as Patrick Williams' physical tools are excellent, so is his will, because he's been spotted severally coming off his guy in a timely fashion to get a strip on the dribble underneath. Pete Zievers believes Patrick Williams has an excellent start. He comments that it will be a perfect thing to see Patrick Williams rotate as hard as he can to the baseline to get his hands up and ready. He feels that if Patrick Williams gets good at this move, he'll wait for the situation in the opponent's net, thereby laying weed for the player. Having said enough of Patrick Williams, he went ahead to talk about Caruso, who to him needs a running mate in the perimeter because he, Caruso, always ends the game every night. He went further to solicit for Thibodeau by changing "bring back Thibodeau" whoever Thibodeau is present. He believes that as much as fans like to watch games with Van Leer and Sloan in it working over the other team's perimeter guys, even the other team's screeners, so will they watch a Thibodeau play alike in Caruso. Nonetheless, the opinion of Sam Mailbag is that the community has already found its Michael Jordan and Derrick Rose kind of fascination, where Patrick Williams happens to be the fourth pick and must strive to be a transcendent star. This statement is because Patrick Williams is mainly seen and projected to be a good player. After all, he's not Detlef, who was an excellent underrated near Hall of Fame player. Sam Mailbag went on to note that it's a perfect point with Caruso, even as you dig down on why Ball is greatly missed, because it turns out that no one apart from Ball can do such with Caruso, as Pete Zievers noted too. Sam Mailbag pointed out a trivial issue of Ball's surgery, the edge that the 2021-22 team needed to elevate and sell through late January. This issue made sense, making them continuously tread waters for another few weeks with one of the most incredible shooting months in the NBA league history. This method was, however, not sustainable for the Bulls, though it's hard to see. Nonetheless, the Bulls earnestly hoped for Ball to come through by May. In conclusion to everything said in this video, commitment, honesty, teamwork, understanding, and friendship are excellent necessities for team and family growth and success, just like Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose also. While speculating on the match that will go on between the Bulls team and Derrick Rose's team, we all need to keep our fingers crossed and hope that the best team wins, as well as hope to see the best moves and tricks of Patrick Williams the next time he plays on the court. We should also put Caruso in mind by seriously hoping that someone will emerge and work very closely with him as Ball did, thereby making them a formidable squad to reckon with. This is all we can take, making it so that we've gotten to the end of the video. Thank you for watching till the future. Nonetheless, kindly leave your thoughts in the comment section. We hope to see you in our next video. Bye!